What's poppin', everybody? It's your girl, Joty Kay, and welcome to Joty Kay Uncut. A lot of you messaged me amazing messages about my last episode, and I'm really happy that I was able to resonate with a lot of you by sharing my own experience and my own thoughts. So thank you so much for those messages. It really motivates me to keep making these podcasts because it's like, okay, I got you guys listening. And so anyways, I just wanted to start off with that, but let's get into our episode. So I've been thinking about something lately. At first, it's like gonna kind of sound depressing, but hear me out. Nobody is coming to save you. Yep, nobody's coming to save you. I know, great way to start the podcast, right? Very inspirational, very positive. But no, really, seriously, hear me out. I actually think there comes a point in your life where realizing nobody is coming to save you becomes one of the most liberating, freeing things you can understand. Because how much of our lives do we spend waiting? We're waiting, kind of like the last episode, right? We wait for the right opportunity. We're waiting until we have more money, waiting until we're in better shape, waiting until we're happier, waiting for somebody to help us, waiting for somebody to recognize our potential. Even sometimes I catch myself saying, I'll just wait till Monday. It'll be a new week. I'm super guilty of this too, you know? I catch myself all the time. And I think I kind of get this from my mom because my mom does this too. I'll be like, once this happens, then I'll really get my shit together. But what if that thing doesn't happen? So am I not going to get my shit together? And then at some point, you have to look at your own life and realize okay, girl, what are we going to do about this? And that's what I want to talk about today. It's not about having everything figured out. You're not going to become some perfect, disciplined person overnight. It's just realizing that ultimately you have more control over the direction of your life than you probably give yourself credit for. And motivation is honestly unreliable. It helps, but it's unreliable. I think one of the biggest lies we've been told is that successful people wake up motivated every day. You hear all those little Instagram motivation people. Get up, motivated. Today's another day. Gym Joe, go to the gym. Da 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 da. Right? It's you watch all these motivation things. You're like, fuck, this person's hella motivated. I gotta go. My little brother, if you watch his videos, he's super motivated too. You know. But I know my brother. He's not always 100 in the morning. I'm not always 100 in the morning, and I know sure as hell your ass isn't either. Absolutely fucking not. There are days I'm motivated as hell. I want to work out. I want to work out. I want to film. I want to work. I have 20 ideas. I have a to-do list, and I'm like, I'm going to fucking get through this all today. And there are days where I'm like, please don't fucking talk to me. I don't want to get out of bed. I don't want to do shit. I want to give my body a rest. I'm good. And I think that's normal. The problem is when we think we need motivation before we can do something. And sometimes motivation actually comes after you start. You don't want to work out, but you dress and went anyways. And then 20 minutes later, while you're working out, you're like, fuck yeah, I'm so glad I came. I feel fucking amazing, right? Even when you're suffering in the workout, you're like, thank God I came. You see your little traps popping out. You see a little ab and you're like, fuck yeah, you're sweating. And you're like, yeah, I'm glad I came because you were thinking about not coming because you didn't have any fucking motivation. You just did it. Sometimes you don't feel like working, right? But you open your laptop. You kind of twiddle your fingers for a little bit. You're online. You're looking at stuff. And then you finally get to it. You lock the fuck in. But if you didn't open your laptop, you would have just been lollygagging around, right? But seriously, sometimes the hardest part of anything is literally just getting your ass up. Get your ass up and work. So many people don't want to work these days, like Kim Kardashian would say, right? And I think I'm learning that discipline doesn't mean being perfect, right? It's really crazy. Just growing up is so liberating. It's so eye-opening. It's like I wish I could tell my younger self that I'm going to become this insightful in my fucking 30s. Like, discipline can literally mean I said I was going to do this today and I really don't fucking feel like doing it, but I'm going to give it what I have and do my best. And sometimes what you have is 100%, and sometimes it's 40%, maybe even 30%. But 30-40% is still better than zero, right? Isn't it? Like, have you ever just like not done anything and then you feel like a complete piece of shit? Yeah, all the time. I feel like that. And you got to stop waiting until you're ready. How many things have you talked yourself out of because you didn't feel like you were ready? Like, I'll even give it before I start talking about myself. My mom, I'll be like, yo, mom, let's go to dinner today. And she's like, I can't go until XYZ happens. And then XYZ happens. And then she's like, नहीं आज ओहो मैं hospital जाना सी, so next time. Then next time. There's no next time because she keeps she keeps making excuses because something else comes up instead of just being like, you know what? I do have to do that, but I'll do it later. Or coming back to you and I'm going to start when I lose weight. Then I'll look better. I'll feel better. And yeah, I'm going to start posting when my content looks better. I'm going to apply when I think I have more experience. I'm going to travel when I have more money because, I don't want to be broke when I'm traveling. I'm going to start dating when I completely heal. Anybody heard of that before? Sounds like someone who has a podcast. I'm going to start the business when I know exactly what I'm doing. Yeah, fucking 1,000 business ideas later. Like, girl, you're going to be waiting forever. Just like me. Just like all my business ideas that are in the archive. And I see somebody else do it and they fucking do great. And I'm like, that was my idea. I should have just fucking did it, And even like right now, like I'm going on a trip in a couple weeks. You guys will see. And I almost said no to the trip because I wanted to dissolve the filler in my nose. So this is going to go off on an ADHD tangent and then I'll come back to what I was talking about. So I got filler 5-6 years ago because I had so much money that at the time, because I made so much money during COVID, that I just wanted to spend it. And I didn't know nothing about plastic surgery. I didn't know nothing about fillers. That shit wasn't even in my vocabulary. I come from a middle-class family. I come from all natural family. I don't have any sisters. I don't have anybody who teaches me this shit. I only had the Kardashians, right? So, and Google. So I look it up. I had enough money, but I didn't have enough money and balls to get a nose job. Like I had the money, but did I really want to spend 10 grand or more? And then also like, what if I look like Michael Jackson, as my mother would say? So I got filler in my nose. I didn't really do any research. I don't know what kind of filler he put in my nose. I don't know what he did. And I noticed after a while that my nose looked bigger, but the dent that I had in there was gone. And then fast forward now that I'm getting older, my face is getting skinnier because I'm losing collagen and I'm also like 120 pounds. I used to be like 140. I see that my nose looks fucking humongous. It really does. Like you don't probably notice. Maybe you will now when you look at some of my pictures. It's fucking fat. Okay, my nose was never this big. Like I'm like, fuck, I'll take the dent. I'll just contour it. Anyways, with that being said, I'm gonna do video. I'm gonna do this music video in a couple weeks, and I was like, fuck that. I'm gonna say no because I want to dissolve my filler. The fuck am I talking about? I've done how many music videos with this fat ass nose? And then what if they give it to somebody else and then I don't have, what if that was going to be my big break? What if that, not my big break, but what if that was going to be something amazing? Or what if I would have got a better opportunity or I would have found the love of my life if I went on this trip or something? Just because of my fat fucking nose. And then I went to go get a consultation and she's like, listen, you can't just dissolve certain areas of the nose. We just put the dissolver in there and it does its thing. And I don't know where the fillers, it's going to eat up the filler. And I don't know where it's not going to eat up the filler. You might go to your trip with a deformed nose or your nose might be back to normal. So she's like, so I say that you go there, do your thing, then come back and we'll take care of it. But just imagine like if I was just like, fuck this, I'm not going. Because I decided that my nose is too fat. But I've made it this far with this fat fucking nose. I don't know if this is me venting or trying to make a point. But you get what I'm saying? Like I look back at some things I've done in my own life and I realize like I absolutely have no fucking clue what the hell I'm doing or talking about. Like I just started. And then I figured shit out along the way. If you've been following me for years, you've seen me. You've seen my growth. You've seen how I've matured. You know what I mean? But like, that's the way to do it. You fuck up and then you pick yourself up and try again. A Leah quote. I'm just quoting everybody today. But that's the only way. That's how you gain experience. That's how you become better at everything, right? Because now you know what not to do in the future. We're too like worried about being perfect all the time. Like, I think sometimes we confuse like being prepared with being ready, right? Obviously prepare yourself. Like, don't just fucking, if you don't know how to swim, I don't, suggest you jumping in the fucking ocean. You know what I mean? Like, obviously prepare yourself. Don't just like walk into everything like an idiot. But there's never going to be this magical moment, where like where the universe sends you an email and says, congratulations, you're officially ready to change your life. Thanks for waiting to be ready. It's not going to happen. Like sometimes you have to start scared. Sometimes you have to start broke. I know I did. Sometimes you have to start embarrassed. Sometimes you have to start while people are doubting you, and they're always going to doubt you. People doubt me every fucking day. I have success to prove it. I have a digital footprint to prove it. I have movies. I have videos. I have bank account. I have stuff. But they're still like, you ain't shit. You fell off. The fuck? But you just have to start anyways. You just fucking go and you just fucking do it. And to be honest with you, nobody's thinking about you that fucking much. We think everybody's watching us when we're at the gym. We think everybody's watching us when we fuck up. Nobody gives a fuck, dude. They really don't. And it took me years to understand that. We care too much about what other people are going to think because naturally it's just embedded in us. People kikenge. People kikenge. Like, what are people going to say? What are they going to say? They're only talking until the next topic comes around. You know what I mean? That's why we ask these questions like, what if they make fun of me? What if I fail? What if nobody watches? That was one of my concerns when I started Kick. What if nobody watches me? What if people think I'm desperate? Oh, this is my favorite because this is where I'm at right now. What if people think I'm too old? Okay. And let's say they do, right? Let's just say they do. Then what? Is anything going to change? Somebody talks shit about you in a group chat for 10 minutes and then goes back to worrying about their own life, that they're getting fucking cheated on. Their tire is flat. They don't have enough money to pay rent next month. They just go back. They talk for a little bit and that's it. Or then they find out a news story about Preeti next door, right? Meanwhile, you could have just talked yourself out of something that completely changed your life because you were afraid of being somebody else's conversation for 10 minutes. 10 minutes. I don't know if you saw, like, I recently posted a video of me reading some Reddit comments about me. I read it, I laughed, and then if you go on the Reddit, after my thread, there's 50,000 other threads about other people. Who gives a fuck? It's really insane if you really think about it, right? And especially with social media, right? We think everybody is watching everything we're doing. They're not. There's billions of people in the fucking world. Punjabi people are a fraction of the population. Your algorithm is completely different from another person's algorithm. You know what I mean? Everybody is worried about themselves. After they talk shit about you, they're going to go back to their own shit. And the people who are watching you that closely, baby, those are fans. Okay? Those are fucking fans. Let me tell you that right now. From somebody who gets hated on daily, those are fucking fans. Like, You mean to tell me that you hate my guts and know everything about me and you want me to die, whatever, but you've been on my live for 45 minutes staring at me. There's like 5,000 people on the internet at the same time as I am. Not even 5,000, 5 million, billion people on the internet, like online at the same time as I am. And you hate me? Nah, welcome to the fan club, baby. You a fan. That's why you know everything about me. Changing your life is usually boring. Sorry, that was a weird transition. I went from that. I'm telling you guys, nobody believes this ADHD shit. Like, you be talking about something and you're like, you know what? Let me get back on track. Like, I got so passionate about these fucking fans because I had an experience today and I was like, you're a fan. Okay, I'm sorry. So, changing your life is usually boring. And social media has completely fucked up our perception of what changing your life looks like. Oh my God. I fucking want to punch people sometimes. Oh my God, I got a new apartment. Oh my God, look at my new body. I know, guys. I know it's me. I'm the new body girl. New career. Oh my gosh. Oh my God, I got a new car. Here's a bow on my fucking car. Oh my God, I met the love of my life. We're on vacation. We're having a Euro summer. And then suddenly you're waking up at 5 a.m. and drinking green juice, right? Oh my gosh, I got to drink green juice. Fucking Chelsea just got a new apartment. I got to change my fucking life. No, shut up. Changing your life is actually boring as fuck. And this is coming from somebody right now that's all doing this podcast who is changing their life. Every day I wake up, I go to the gym, I come back, I lock myself up in this office that I'm doing this podcast out of, and I work. It's fucking boring. My girls just went out the other day. I think I told you guys this in a podcast, but I'm just trying to prove a point here if you haven't listened. They're in a yacht. My friend's in a yacht. I can't get over that she just went on a whole Euro trip in a yacht. That could have been me, bro. I would have been on that fucking yacht too. You know, I just had to give it up. No, I'm just kidding. Not kidding. But I'm saying it could have been me. I could have been on the yacht. Another one of my friends, she went to Italy. I could have been with her. I had another friend that's in Monaco. I had another friend. Like, I missed out on a lot of summer activities this year. I really did because I decided to lock the fuck in during summer. Who the fuck locks in during summer? Your girl. Instead of being out having all this fun with my friends, and I live in LA, baby. There's rooftops. There's so many things to do every fucking day. There's whatever you want to do. I'm signed up to so many group chats about all these fucking premieres, all these fucking come with me to Neutrogena's launch. Like all these launches, there's always something, always some pop-up, always something an influencer is going to go to, but it's not going to pay my fucking bills. They want me to come. They want me to showcase all this stuff. Beautiful. Love it. Love it. It's actually a lot of fun. You get free food. You take a lot of beautiful pictures. You meet a lot of cool people. And yes, your network is your net worth, but not when you don't have a foundation to like back it up, which I do, right? Like I have a name for myself, but I'm not where I want to be or envision myself to be. I'm in a good situation, right? But I realized that when I was trying to change my life, I was having too much fucking fun. How the fuck am I going to change my life if I'm in Toronto, Vancouver, England? I am going to England in 2 weeks, but that's for work. Over fucking in Malta. I'm in fucking this place, that place. Yes, it's fun, but you're off track. You're not going to the gym. You don't have all your equipment. You know what I mean? It's hard. You gotta. Drake said this line years ago before he became hella famous. You never see me out because I live in my workplace. Yes, I get what he meant now. Because changing your life is boring as fuck. It's the same little things you do over and over again, and nobody's clapping for you. Like, nobody is, because they don't know what the fuck you're doing. They just see your absence. Like, my friend's always throwing a fit. You're always so busy. You're always hanging out with your other friends. My other friends are talking about people that benefit my career, right? and that are shooting me or helping me with skits and stuff like that, right? And it's like, yeah, because you guys don't really see me sending the email, taking the online class, making the appointment, taking the Zoom meetings, saving a little bit of money, doing all these videos in batch, going to work, going to the gym to get this body. It's posting that video that only got 700 views and then posting another one and another one. It's doing something that doesn't seem important, but it is. Then doing it again tomorrow. And then eventually people are going to look at you and say, wow, you completely changed your life. You've been locked in, huh? But you know, it wasn't one like giant fucking overnight like decision. You know what I mean? It was 100 little decisions that nobody saw, all the little sacrifices that nobody saw, all the no's, all the do not disturbs that I've done on my phone. Like nobody sees that, right? They don't see the day and night you took that class online and you stayed in and you stayed up all night and you were trying to get that licensing, or you were trying to figure out this new AI app that everybody's using and plugging it in and saving up money so you can buy this subscription that's going to change. You know what I'm saying? There's just so many little decisions you make, but people just see the outcome. And another thing I want to say is don't turn a bad day into a bad life. And again, everything I talk about here is lived experience, baby girl, baby boy, lived experience. This is something I have to remind myself of constantly. You are going to have bad days. You're going to have bad weeks. You're going to, quote unquote, fall off. You're going to miss the gym. You're going to eat like shit. I had 3 Reese's Pieces today, but they were dark chocolate, but they're still, wasn't what I was supposed to do. You're going to procrastinate. I was supposed to record this shit yesterday. I did it 3 hours before we're going to release this. You're going to spend money you probably shouldn't have spent. I do this every time I hang out with my girls. You're going to have days where you accomplish absolutely nothing. And one of those days was yesterday for me, actually. I was so tired and burnt out that I just laid in bed and sent some emails here and there. And I just want to say, if that happens to you, congratulations. You are a human being. Yay. What I think fucks us up is the mentality of, well, I already messed up. So one missed workout becomes a week. One eating bad day becomes I'll eat better next week, and it turns into a month. And then 1 week where you weren't productive turns into 3 months where you completely abandon what you were building. And I'll tell you that with like one of my courses that I was taking. I started it in March. I should have been done by now. I did it for all of March and then I stopped. I picked it back up. I did really well the past 2 weeks, but I don't know. I just was like, fuck it. Honestly, you just don't need a dramatic restart. You don't need, oh my God, 6 months till the new year. You don't need fucking January 1st. You don't need Monday, bro. We don't even know if these days of the week are real. They're all the same fucking day, just named different things. You don't need a new planner. Just open up a fucking notebook where you left off. Just continue. That's it. That's it. You fucked up yesterday. All good. What are you going to do today? I think sometimes the biggest difference between people who eventually accomplish what they want and people who don't isn't that one person never falls off. That's not true. It's that they got really good, really fucking good at getting back on track. And that's it. That's the difference. Falling the fuck off and sitting in your own misery and never getting back up, or falling off and getting back, falling off and getting back, getting all those no's till it turns into a yes. That is the difference. And your environment matters too. I'll tell you that. Like, that's another thing I've been realizing. Sometimes trying to become a different version of yourself while constantly putting yourself in environments that feed the old version of you. Then you're wondering why changing feels impossible. I had this lecture with my little brother. I know my little brother wants to change, but he keeps falling back into the same trap because his environment is the same boys, the same parties, the same stuff like that. And I tell him, I'm like, you need to change your environment. And hence why I come to my mother's house all the time, because my mom lives 2 hours with traffic, 2.5 hours away from LA. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a fucking journey. You have to like drive over these like mountains and hills. And if the hills like catch on fire or like there's a snow or anything, you can't get back to either side. You're just stuck there in the fucking mountains. And there's no hotels there. I can't make this up. It's an hour-long situation. So you contemplate, like, do I really want to drive all the way back there? Like when I'm at my mom's, I'm like, do I really want to go back to LA for that? No, I'd just rather stay home and lock in. Because I changed my environment. In West Hollywood, I live 15 minutes away from all my friends. Very easy to be sad and be like, yo, let's go to happy hour. And we're pretty girls, right? So happy hour, we can meet somebody, be like, yo, come to this place. Happy hour turns into go to this place, that place, that place. Then we go to the bar, then we go there, then we go there. Then easily it's 4 a.m. I mean, I don't know if I have it in me anymore, but just saying like, that's the type of shit I would get into. And it was fun. Oh, fucking Jamie Foxx is having a party. Now we're at fucking Jamie Foxx's house. Like, it's fun. It's tempting. But then I come back home and I wake up in the morning and I'm back off track again. I'm trying to get back on track. Yo, tonight is so-and-so's going to be in town. Blah, blah, blah. Let's go. Like, your environment is very important. And also, like, my friends, they have 9 to 5. My best close friends, they all have 9 to 5s, which are great. They have great jobs and everything like that. But my life isn't a 9 to 5. My life is a 24/7 that I got to be on, you know? So when I'm with them, when they party, they want to party and get fucked up, right? Because they have the 2 days off, and that's okay. They deserve it. You know, one's a nurse, one's behavior RBT master's degree, one works for the city and has a wedding planning business. Like, they deserve it. But for me, I'm like, nah, Saturday, Sunday is when I got to do X, Y, and Z. You know, you really, really got to pay attention to your environment. Even if your home isn't a safe place or there's a clash and constant arguments at your house. I used to tell my ex that. When my ex used to live with me, he was on his best behavior. He didn't smoke weed. He barely drank. He went to the gym every day. He ate healthy. His mind was so clear. And then he went back home to his environment and he became the shitty person that he was, I guess. It's just all about environment and choices, right? You got to look at who you're around. You got to look at what you're consuming. You got to look at what you're doing every day. You got to look at the conversations you're constantly having with people. Are they pushing you forward? Or are you constantly talking about the same drama, complaining about the same people, and repeating the same shit? And eventually, you have to ask yourself, do I actually want to change my life? Or do I just like talking about wanting my life to change? Woo! And I'm including myself in that question. Let's ask it again. Let me see if I can remember how to say it verbatim. Do I actually want to change my life? Or do I just like talking about wanting to change my life? Woo! Woo, woo. But you don't have to fix your whole life. I also don't want anybody listening to this thinking, great, now I have to reinvent myself tomorrow. No, girl, boy, you don't got to do any of that. Just pick one thing. Just pick one thing. Because that's how we overwhelm ourselves and end up doing nothing. What area of your life would you genuinely want to would make you feel better if you started taking it seriously? Would it be your health, your money, career? That's where I'm at. Mental health, your house, Maybe a project you've been putting off. Maybe something you've always wanted to take on, like a hobby, anything. Like pick one and then ask yourself, what is something I could realistically do about this today? Not this year, not January 1st. It's another day of a chapter of 365. I fucking hate that fucking quote, by the way. Not this year, today. Because your life is literally made up a bunch of 2 days. And this brings me back to the beginning of how we started this depressing episode. Just kidding. It was not depressing. It wasn't that bad. Nobody's coming to save you. I repeat, nobody's coming to save you. Maybe somebody will come to help you. Maybe somebody opens a door for you. Maybe somebody loves you. No, there's always somebody that loves you, but maybe there's somebody that believes in you. And all those things are beautiful. But nobody can nobody, I can't even fucking talk. Like my brain and my mind don't nobody can want your life more than you do. You know what I'm saying? Nobody can want your life more than you do. Nobody can go to the gym for you. It'd be nice, trust me. I would love to sleep in bed and somebody takes my body to the gym. Nobody can build your career for you. I've cried about it many times. Nobody can force you to leave something you're miserable in. Took me a whole fucking year to leave, bro. Nobody can make you believe in yourself. Nobody can make you finally start. Eventually, you have to participate in your own rescue. And I actually find that really fucking empowering. You know what I mean? Because if I'm part of the reason I'm stuck, that also means I can be part of the reason to get unstuck. Is unstuck a word? It's today. Today is unstuck is a word. So if you've been waiting for a sign, all right? If you've been waiting for a sign, Joty Kay Uncut's podcast is podcast. The fuck is going on with my speech, bro? If you've been waiting for a sign, maybe this episode is it. You don't have to completely change your life tonight, okay? Or this morning, whatever. Just do one thing, okay? For me, because you spent all this time to get to the end of this podcast. So now I need you to do something for me because you did this for me, okay? You don't have to completely change your life tomorrow, tonight, this morning. Just do one thing. Send the email. Apply for the job. Take the walk. Post a fucking video. Sign up for the class and attend the class. Okay? But just sign up for it at least. And clean your fucking room. It's fucking dirty. Why has that fucking suitcase been there for this many days? You already returned from your trip. Pick it up. Whatever that thing is that you've been saying you're going to do. Do something that tells yourself, I'm not giving up on me. And if you had a terrible week, and I've made it worse, no, I'm just kidding. If you've had a terrible week, fine. Fine. It's fucking Friday or Saturday or Sunday or whenever you listen to this episode. We go again because nobody is coming to save you. Nobody's coming to save you. But maybe you finally realizing that is exactly what saves you. Bars. Thank you so much for listening. Love you.